All right, Carolina Preps fans, the summer football tour in 2025 continues. I am up here. I would say Davidson. It's more Huntersville almost, but Community School of Davidson here with head football coach TJ Albert. Coach, before we even get started, you gave me a tour of this incredible facility. You've got one heck of a first-class place here. This is incredible.
Well, I appreciate you coming out, Chris, and everything you do. Yeah, we're very very proud of our facility, and it's been great to us, and with all the turf fields and practice fields, and yeah, it's a place we like to call home.
So here we are, late June, almost here on the dead period, going into the 4th of July holiday. It is for the folks watching. It's probably about 105 degrees in here on this track. It
Yeah.
is definitely a hot one. It's put teams going through their summer workouts at a little bit of a disadvantage, trying to beat the heat. And, making sure the kids are hydrated and safe first and foremost. But with that being said, how are the summer workouts going for you and the Spartan team? I know you guys had a incredibly strong run in the playoffs last year, and I know expectations are high as you are in the newly realigned 2A class. But just tell me how the summer's going.
Summer's going great. Our numbers have been, for a small school for us, have been fantastic. You mentioned the run from last year. I think that momentum is carried over this year into the summer, and our kids are excited to be out here working as a team and really just getting the season started.
Um, I kind of want to get your expectations on this 2025 season. Looking at your schedule, I mean, you do play a very aggressive schedule, and while you probably would be one of the top higher ranked teams in our preseason rankings that come out next week, you are still playing a tough schedule, and there could be the potential, for some really hard fought games. So you've got a great little rivalry going with Forest Hills. I know West Oaks. You've got some good teams on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how playing that tough schedule helps, one, motivate your guys, but also prepare you for those big time playoff runs.
Yeah, I think for us, we've gotten to the point when the program is, we want to challenge ourselves, every week that we can. Gives us an opportunity early on to see where we're at, battle test ourselves early against schools like, North Stanley and South Beck and West Oaks and Forest Hills. And then when we get later into the season, we get to go back and look at those games and see where we've improved, where we haven't, where we still need to be better. And then quite candidly, when we get into the playoffs and hopefully we make a deep run like we have the last few years, we're able to go back and say, hey, look, we've been here before against Forest Hills. We've been here before against West Oaks. We've been tested. We've been battle tested, if you will. So, I just think it helps us long term, when you get into November.
I want to talk a little bit about your program, Coach. I think it's, somewhat safe to say that a lot of people on the statewide landscape are probably maybe more taking notice of Community School of Davidson now, maybe than overnight, maybe than before. And some people might think this is an overnight success story of a great program that's kind of burst onto the scene. But I think this is a great overnight success story that took you about 14 years to build.
Yeah,
so tell me a little bit, maybe to the fans that aren't as familiar with this school here in Northern Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, what it has taken for you to build this program.
Yeah, so we started it. I think our first full varsity season was 2012, and I started the program back then. We didn't have seniors. The first game we played, we lost 82-6. That was a rough first year for us. Fast forward 3 years later in 2015, we played in the Western Regional Finals. We lost that game to Robbinsville by 3 points. The very next year, we had a rough year. It was 1-10, and then we built it back up. And really, I think since about 2020, we've been on a really good run. But it's taken, it really took us 8-9 years to get to the point where, back to 2020. And now I think we've just built off of that momentum. But it's not been an overnight success. It's been a lot of work with a lot of real good people, great administration in the building, great coaches, great kids, and that's where we're at now.
Speaking of the kids, and tell me some of the guys maybe that are new to the program, or maybe just some guys that have been working hard behind the scenes that maybe aren't quite household names yet in the high school football landscape in North Carolina that you think we should kind of take notice of.
Well, I think we got a couple new kids coming in this year. Ty Sigler will be one of our quarterbacks. A great young man, great player, great talent. I think he's going to have an outstanding year. Senior by the name of Tyler Johnson also plays quarterback, but more of an athlete. Will kind of play all over the place for us. He's a great player. We got a left tackle who started every game last year as a sophomore, Matt Worley, who's put on close to 45 pounds between last season and now and grown over 3 inches. He's going to have a monster year for us. I do have another son, Zach Albert, who's this is going to be his 3rd year starting at linebacker. Started every down his freshman, sophomore year linebacker for us. So he should have a great season as well. So You know, and there's a ton. We got a ton of kids. You know, I could go on and on. Wyatt Baker
Sure.
and Brendan Davies, and I'll leave kids off. And
Yeah.
you know, that's not fair. We got a great kicker. Liam Carnero, his brother's kicking at Ole Miss. So we have a lot of talent this
All
year.
right. Well, guys, I think it's safe to say that if you don't know who Community School of Davidson is, and you're in the 2A, you better check them out, because I think it might be a team people have to handle later on in the year.
Appreciate it.
Coach, thanks for your time. I appreciate the hospitality, showing us around. You run a first-class program, and I just want everybody to know that. And just thanks for having me.
Thank you, Chris, for coming out. Appreciate
Yes,
everything you do.